I never believed in dolls having intentions. I thought they were just toys, innocent, lifeless. But then I met Labubu, and from the first moment, something about her made my skin crawl. It started on a rainy evening. I had just moved into a small, rented apartment, cheap, quiet, the kind of place that felt almost abandoned. The landlord was odd too. He handed me the keys with a nervous glance and muttered something about a gift. I didn't think much of it at the time. When I opened the door, there she was, sitting in the corner of the living room, perfectly upright, her painted eyes staring at the ceiling like she was waiting. Labubu, a small porcelain doll with curly black hair, dressed in a faded red dress. Her lips were painted a perfect, tiny smile. The kind of smile that sticks in your mind when you're trying to sleep. I told myself it was fine, just a doll. Maybe the previous tenant was a collector. I even laughed, nervously, at how creepy she looked. I moved her to the shelf, out of immediate sight. That night, I slept uneasily. There was the sound of rain against the window, wind rattling the old blinds, and a soft creak from the living room. I froze. My mind tried to rationalize it. Floorboards, apartment settling, but my stomach twisted. It sounded like footsteps. Small, deliberate footsteps, pacing back and forth. I told myself I was imagining things. Maybe I had left something on the floor. I convinced myself. But then, I heard a faint, almost imperceptible giggle. A tiny, brittle sound, like porcelain breaking. My eyes snapped open. The room was dark except for the faint streetlight. And Labubu. She was no longer on the shelf. She was sitting on the edge of the couch. Her head tilted, still smiling. Her black eyes glinting in the dim light. I remember thinking, I didn't move you. I froze for what felt like hours, but in reality, maybe it was only seconds. I didn't breathe. I couldn't move. My phone was on the table, but my hands trembled too violently to reach it. I swore I saw her blink. By morning, she was back on the shelf, perfectly upright, like nothing had happened. I tried to convince myself it was sleepwalking. Maybe I had imagined the entire thing, but a small, cold voice in my head whispered, not imagined. Days passed. The unease grew. At first, it was small things, her moving from one room to another, always where I didn't leave her. Then, items would go missing. Keys, pens, my favorite mug, always near her. I started locking doors, checking under the bed, in cupboards, but the doll was always watching, always somewhere I wasn't expecting. One night, I woke up to her face inches from mine. I sleep lightly, and the faint light from the street lamp lit her up. Her smile seemed wider, sharper somehow. I sat up, heart hammering. She didn't move, but I swear I could feel her gaze burning into my skull. I couldn't take it anymore. I decided to throw her away. I bundled her in a garbage bag, wrapped it tight, and walked to the dumpster outside. Relief washed over me as I dropped her in. Finally, I thought. I slept soundly that night. For the first time, no creaks, no footsteps, no giggle. Until the morning. I woke to find her sitting on my bed. Not on the floor, not in the corner, on the bed, smiling, waiting. I screamed. My neighbors didn't answer. I tried to burn her. I tried to throw her in a river. She always came back, always, and I stopped trying after a week, because something told me she didn't want me to know how. The tension grew unbearable. I couldn't leave the apartment. Every shadow, every reflection made me tense. I would catch glimpses of her in mirrors, on CCTV footage I reviewed obsessively, always in places I hadn't seen her go. And then, one night, I heard whispering. Not one voice, many, faint, chaotic, like a room full of children giggling, muttering and crying all at once. It came from the living room. My apartment was small, just a studio, and I knew there was no one else there. I walked toward the sound, shaking, my hands clutching the doorframe, and there she was, Labubu, sitting cross-legged in the middle of the room. Her eyes were black holes now, empty yet deep, like they swallowed light. Her mouth moved, but the words weren't words, a language I couldn't understand. My skin crawled. I stumbled back. Something inside me snapped. I grabbed her, threw her out of the window. The wind carried her red dress like a flag. As she disappeared into the night, I thought it was over. For months I felt haunted, not by her physical presence, but by her memory. Sometimes, late at night, I would hear a giggle. Sometimes, I would catch a shadow in my peripheral vision, small, delicate, but unmistakable. I told a friend. He laughed. Just a doll, man. You're stressed. But he never stayed the night. And last week, I received a package. No return address. I opened it carefully. Inside, wrapped in tissue, was Labubu. Same black eyes, same smile, and a note. I missed you. I haven't slept since. Sometimes I hear her whispering my name from the corner of the room. Sometimes I wake up to find her sitting on my chest, staring down at me. I try to leave, but I know she follows. She's patient, silent, and eternal. I don't know what she is, or why she's here, but I know one thing. She's not just a doll. She's something else. Something that waits, and I don't know if I'll ever escape. So if you ever see a doll in a corner in a shop window, smiling at you, remember this. Don't take it home. Don't touch it, because Labubu is waiting, and she doesn't forget. It's been weeks since Labubu came back to me. I can't eat properly. I can't sleep. Every room in my apartment feels smaller, suffocating. Shadows cling to corners, and even the faintest sound my own breathing makes my skin crawl. Last night, I swore I heard her moving. I froze in bed, heart pounding. At first, it was just a tap, like fingernails brushing against wood. Then a shuffle, deliberate, slow, circling the room. My eyes darted toward the corner. Empty, but the unmistakable awareness that she was there was suffocating. I grabbed my phone, turned on the flashlight. The beam shook in my trembling hand, and there she was, standing on the edge of the windowsill, staring at me. That same tiny, perfect smile. Her head tilted, black hair falling over her porcelain face. I shouted. I lunged, but she vanished before I could reach her. I ran out into the hallway, heart hammering. And that's when I noticed the whispers, soft, overlapping, coming from every direction. Come play, come home, don't leave. I covered my ears, but they grew louder, sharper, echoing inside my skull. I called my friend again, desperate, but he didn't answer. That's when I noticed the message on my phone. No number, no sender, just one line. You can't hide. I'm already inside. The word pulsed in my mind like a drumbeat. I ran back to my apartment. Every door, every lock, broken. My apartment wasn't secure. How? I live alone. Nobody else has a key. Except she does. The lights flickered. I felt it before I saw it. The cold, a presence that didn't belong, seeping into the room, curling around me like smoke. Labubu sat on my kitchen table, only she wasn't the same. Her smile stretched unnaturally, her eyes darker, deeper, almost alive. She tilted her head and whispered, "You should have listened." I backed away, tripping over the rug. That's when I saw them. Small scratches etched into the floorboards, forming words I couldn't read. They seemed to shimmer, like they weren't entirely physical. My mind raced. Was this real, or was I losing it? I grabbed a knife from the counter, desperate, terrified, and she laughed. Not a childish giggle this time, but something sharp, cruel, echoing inside my chest. She leaped at me. No, she didn't leap. She was everywhere, reflected in mirrors, in my phone screen, in the shadows. I couldn't escape. I ran to the bedroom and slammed the door. I tried to lock it, but the handle twisted in my hand. The whispers returned, louder, urgent. Stop running. It's funnier when you're afraid. I felt it then. On my bed, her tiny hands gripping my ankle, cold, solid. My mind screamed. I kicked, thrashed, but it was like trying to fight smoke. And then she whispered directly into my ear. You belong to me now. Everything went black. When I woke, I was on the floor. Labubu was gone. Or maybe she was just waiting. I don't know how long I was unconscious. My apartment smelled of dust and something sweet, rotting like a candle burning for hours. My phone had new photos, images I didn't take. Me sleeping, me sitting in the dark, every angle of the apartment. And there she was, in every single one, smiling, watching. I thought about leaving, selling the apartment, running far away, but I couldn't. Every street, every alley, every hotel room I tried, her shadow lingered. The same faint giggle, always behind me, always closer than I thought. I tried burning her again. I really did. But when the fire started, it burned around her, not her. The flames formed shapes, tiny figures, hands reaching, faces pressed against the fire like trapped souls. And in the center, she smiled, unscathed. Then the flames went out. The apartment was cold. The smell of smoke lingered. And Labubu was sitting on my chair as if nothing had happened. I can't tell anyone. I can't show anyone. If people saw her, they might not survive. I know it sounds insane, but I can feel it. She feeds on attention, on fear. The more I look at her, the more real she becomes. And she's patient. She waits, always waits. Tonight, I swear, she whispered my name from the darkness again. This time, closer, under the bed, in the closet, behind me when I turn around. She's in the air I breathe, in my thoughts. And I think, maybe she was never a doll at all. Maybe I was never alone. Maybe she always owned me. Because when I looked in the mirror just now, I saw her standing behind me, and she smiled. I don't even know how long it's been. Days? Weeks? Time doesn't make sense anymore. Every night, Labubu is closer. Every shadow, every flicker of light. I see her, hear her, feel her. Last night, it got worse. I woke to her voice, soft, coaxing, coming from inside my own head. You can't leave. You can't hide. I've always been here. I ran to the window, desperate. I ripped the blinds open. Rain poured down outside, cold, relentless. I thought about jumping, ending it all, but something stopped me. A voice, faint, mocking. You belong to me. I stumbled backward into the apartment. That's when I realized the mirrors were wrong. The reflections weren't mine. They were hers. In every reflective surface, Labubu stared. She was everywhere at once. My own movements became a lie. The me in the mirror didn't blink. I backed into the corner, and then I saw it. My phone lying on the floor, screen glowing. Messages, hundreds of them, all timestamps from months ago. From me, to me. Don't let her win. I see you. She's in the apartment. Every warning, every desperate note, written by me, and I didn't remember any of it. Panic clawed at me. I screamed. I don't know if I screamed aloud or in my head, but then I laughed because I realized the truth. Labubu wasn't just a doll. She wasn't even something outside of me. She was me. Everything, the whispers, the shadows, the moving, the giggles, it wasn't coming from her. It was inside my mind. My fear made her real. My attention gave her life. My obsession built her. And now, I couldn't tell where I ended and she began. I looked down at the doll, Labubu, her black eyes staring back, her smile curling impulsively wider. I touched her face, and the porcelain burned under my fingers, like ice and fire at once. The edges of reality, they were fraying. I heard my own voice, but not my own. Play with me. Stay. I tried to run. I ran into the bedroom, slammed the door, locked it. But the sound of the locks twisting, that wasn't outside the door. It was inside the walls, inside the floorboards, inside me. Then I saw them, hundreds of Labubus, on the floor, crawling from the shadows, from the walls, from my own skin. Each one smiling, tilting its head, whispering in unison, my own voice echoing back. You can't escape me. You can't hide. I'm you. I am Labubu. I fell to my knees, hands over my ears, screaming. But the whispers didn't stop. The reflections didn't stop. The giggles didn't stop. I understood, finally. I had never been alone. I had never escaped. Because Labubu had always been inside me, waiting, patient, growing, watching. And now, I am her. I don't write this to scare you. I write this because I have to. Because somewhere, somehow, she or I needs witnesses. If you ever see a doll sitting in the corner, smiling at you, don't take it home. Don't even look too long. Because if you do, she might already be inside you, and you'll never know where you end and Labubu begins.